Welcome, everybody. Welcome. All right. Welcome to Dog Pound Rants. Woo! How's everybody doing this week? Sorry we're so late. Z-Man, who isn't here this week, he left me in the cold, literally, like minus 20 degrees here. But he got stuck at Buffalo in the snow. You believe that shit? On his way back from the Muni lot, he got stuck. I was able to get back because I have a Jeep. So I drove through it. Z-Man got stuck there and he decided he was going to stay there for a few days. So, hey, it's just me, A-Dog, here this week with the Dog Pound Rants. Here's to you guys, a little Mountain Dew. So anyway, here we go. The Cleveland Browns. This team, I don't know what to say about this team anymore. I've watched this for years and years and years and years. I've seen the same shit over and over. Let's start with with Jameis Winston. You know, how can you not like the guy? You kind of love him and you kind of hate him at the same time. I mean, he threw for almost 500 yards, 4 touchdowns, but the 2 interceptions for fucking pick 6, 2 interceptions. That's what really killed him. Let's face it, man. He doesn't throw those two picks. That's 14 points Denver doesn't get. So, I don't know what to do with Jameis, man. I mean, yeah, run him out the rest of this year. Maybe sign him for next year. Start him. I don't know. You got to get somebody. You have to get somebody. Quarterback situation. I was looking it up. Cleveland has had, since 1999 when they came back, 38 starting quarterbacks. Are you shitting me? That's ridiculous. 38 quarterbacks. I think Pittsburgh's had like 5. Cincinnati's had probably more than that too. They probably had about 15 or 20. And Baltimore, I don't know. Baltimore hasn't had that many, but 38 starting quarterbacks. How can you get a consistent winning team? How can you get consistent anywhere when you can't have a quarterback that plays consistently year in and year out for several years? You got to have a quarterback that's great for like 10 years to get anywhere in this league. Let's face it. To get to a bowl, get to the playoffs, get to the bowl, you need a quarterback that's going to play every week consistently for 10 years at least. Browns haven't found that since Bernie Kosar. Let's face it. So I don't know what to say about Winston. I love him. I hate him. He's great spirit, great enthusiasm, great leadership. He brings the balls to that locker room and that organization, but he's just not consistent enough to be the guy. The guy. We need a guy. So I don't know if they're going to find that in the draft or if they're going to go out and get some other crappy free agent. I heard Aaron Rodgers talk, and Kirk Cousins. Are you shitting me? These guys are washed. Just keep Jameis, see what happens. Okay, as far as coaching, I'm still in the mindset that this needs to be douched. I mean, there were some rumors, I don't know, somebody put up something on one of the sports pages that Stefanski actually really wants out of Cleveland, which I can kind of see that. I mean, he's kind of a less than 500 winning coach. I mean, he's under 500 wins. This year has been absolutely awful. And in the long haul of things, I mean, the one playoff win they've had during his tenure, he wasn't even there. It was Van Pelt that coached that team to that win. So, yeah, I think coaching, they need to douche this whole thing. I don't know. I'd love him to keep Big Balls Vrabel in the building. Let Vrabel coach this team. He's just a football coach. You need a guy that's played football, that is football, that is a hard-nosed, just like Dan Campbell in Detroit. That's the guy. We need a guy like that in Cleveland. A blue-collar football guy, hard-nosed, chew ass. I mean, Stefanski's a useless bag of shit on the sideline. He really is a useless bag of shit. He stands there. Now he doesn't even have the fucking menu to look at. He stands there with his arms crossed like this the whole game. It really looks like he wants to just get out of Cleveland, and he probably should be thrown out because we're done with this regime, and Andrew Berry too. His drafts haven't been the greatest. His drafts actually suck. So let's clean house this year. Go after a quarterback. It's time to douche a lot of players. I mean, there's 3 guys I would keep. I would keep Nick Chubb, obviously, not for his playing ability, because that's another thing. When I say about offense, he's lost a step. It's pretty apparent in these last few games. I mean, he had 9 carries for or 25 yards, something ridiculous. He had no yardage in this game. He couldn't run. So, but he is one of those guys that brings a lot to a locker room, brings a lot to the team, and the fans love him. We love him. We love Chubb. Chubb. So keep Chubb. You got to keep Garrett. You got to keep Myles Garrett. He's on the down slope also with his injuries and stuff, but he still plays like a beast in certain games. He's hot and cold, but enough hot to keep a team rolling, especially on defense. And then, of course, Jameis Winston. You got to bring him back. I mean, he's very inconsistent, obviously, but anybody who makes this, he's made the offense look like an offense. We've had 300 yards, 400 yards, 500 yards production that we haven't seen in years. So, if you can curb his pick sixes, if you can deliver him, if Jesus can deliver him from these pick sixes, like he's praying will happen, then he could actually be a really decent quarterback for a couple of years. So you find a kid in the draft. This year you're going to be drafting higher than you probably want, because you're not going to get one of the top quarterbacks. So let's keep those 3 guys. On defense this year, I mean, the defense has slipped drastically. I don't know what they are, like 23rd. It shows. They're awful. The defense in this game was awful too. I mean, I don't give a shit what you say. They're just awful. So Schwartz, who cares about Schwartz? If he was anything big or hot last year in the offseason, I'm sure teams would have approached him. Nobody. He wasn't even mentioned in the offseason, and I doubt he'll be mentioned this offseason. He's not that big hot a deal that we think he is. I mean, fuck that. So yeah, this team just needs a big, fat douching. It does. It just needs a douching. I'm going to have some Mountain Dew for the douching. Hang on. So we got that. Special teams. I got to talk about special teams for a second. When are they going to get rid of this motherfucker D-Hop? He's fucking awful. There's something about him. He's just not what he was last year at all. I don't know if it's a mental thing. I don't know if it's a physical thing that he's not telling people that he's hurt or something. He's nowhere close to what he was as a field goal kicker. The return game. There is no return game with this team. Zero, zilch, nada. There's no return game. Special teams. I don't know what they're going to do on special teams. You got to find yourself a good return guy. Somebody who's going to get you at least 15, 20 yards on a return. This last year and this year, they've been shit. So I got nothing to say about special teams. Hero clown. We could do a hero clown here, our usual shtick. But I really got nothing, man. A loss is a loss is a loss is a loss. And they've piled up this year. This team isn't really even worth watching or talking about. The only thing worth watching in Cleveland right now is Jameis Winston. He makes it entertaining and fun. Now, is that what you really want for your team? Just entertaining and fun, but losing? No. I'd rather have a fucking serious quarterback, a serious fucking team that wins every week. I don't care about fun and entertaining. It's not Cleveland. It really isn't. It'll wear off. I guarantee if they sign Jameis and he comes back with his fucking shtick next year, it's only going to fly so far when they start, going under 500 again, if they even win any games. So fuck the hero clown. Z-Man's not here, of course, to do his megaphone play. I don't know. There's probably some good megaphone plays in that game. Those guys, I mean, there's a lot of yards on offense, especially with Jameis almost 500 yards passing. So, whatever, dude. But, so this week, we're back. We're in Pittsburgh this time. All right, we're back playing the Steelers for the second time this season. That first game with the Steelers in Cleveland in the snow was absolutely fucking awesome. Not just the fact that they beat them, but just the atmosphere of the stadium, the fans that showed up, and stay there till the bitter cold end. I mean, it was brutal. The snow was coming down, the wind was blowing. Jameis was out there like a kid having a good time, just whipping the ball, doing whatever. So, and then that big fight at the end with Pickens, whatever, fuck that, I don't know. So that's going to be some what do they call it, bulletin board fodder for Pittsburgh and whatever, to want revenge. I could give two shits about revenge at this point because it means nothing to Cleveland. If they win or lose this game, it means fucking nothing. It just means, they beat Pittsburgh, they swept them. Now, I don't think they've swept Pittsburgh for quite a while. I'm trying to think the last time they swept Pittsburgh. I probably should have looked it up, but whatever. So we're back in Pittsburgh this week. I don't know. It's a game. I'm just going to be like watching a game. You know how you have your team? You have your team that you watch every week and you're behind them and you're like, you're really rooting for them. And then there's other games you just watch football to just watch. You don't care about either team, but you watch the game and you're into it. But it's like that. Even though I'm a Browns fan, I'm not even into this game. I know Z-Man would probably have a different take, but he's not here to give his take. So I'm giving you my take. I'm just going to be watching the game to watch, just for something to watch. Like watching fucking Charlie Brown's Christmas, or fucking Charlie Brown's Halloween special, or fucking Sesame Street, or fucking Mr. Rogers. Oh, Mr. Rogers. I used to love Mr. Rogers. Let's hear it for Mr. Rogers, everybody. I know I'm getting off track here, but that's what it's like, just watching a show. So I'm going to give my prediction for this game. I don't think the Browns are going to win, being realistic, just because I think Pittsburgh wants to, they need a win. They need a win to get better, in the playoffs. Try to get there. I don't know if they can get home field or whatever. I don't even know. I don't even give a flying fuck. The season's in the bag. But they definitely want the win. They're at home. They got their fans behind them. And I still give Tomlin a hell of a lot of credit. I don't know if any of you watched Hard Knocks, the show Hard Knocks. They're doing the whole AFC whatever, North, whatever the fuck it's called. I don't even know. But Tomlin, on that show, watch that, dude. You see what a coach he is, how he interacts with his players, how they respect him and love him. And he's great with his players, and they respond. That's why, for all these years he's been coach, he's never had a losing season, because he's a great coach, and I don't give a shit what anybody says. So I don't think the Browns are going to win this time, but I think it will be close, and I think Jameis will sling it. So I'm going to give it 28-23, Pittsburgh. All right. Not that I really want to do it, because, as a Browns fan, we hate the Steelers, but I'm being real this week because, again, this season there's nothing left. There's really nothing left. We're just playing it out. I don't even care about playing spoiler. Who are we spoiling? We can't even spoil anybody's season. I think everybody else we're playing is either in it or out of it already. So, fuck the spoiler role. Fuck all that. That's about all I got. Hey, everybody, please. Sorry it wasn't a full show. Sorry Z-Man wasn't here. Hopefully he can shovel his way out of Buffalo, out of the snow next week, and be here to talk to you also and give his point of view. And that's about all I got. But please like and subscribe, Dog Pound Rants. Leave comments, questions. We haven't really done that much this year. This year's been kind of lax because it's an awful year for Browns fans. It's awful. It's really hard to get up to even do this show every week when you're losing every week. Last year was different. We were winning and winning with Big Balls Walker and fucking nobodies. DTR, Flacco. Flacco was awesome. So we had a lot to be excited about. Right now, it's hard. It's really, really hard to be a fan of the Cleveland Browns. But you know what? In honor of Z-Man, I'm going to give a cheer out here. So again, leave some questions and comments. Next week, we will do a questions and comments section in the video here. All right, I'm A-Dog. Z-Man will be back next week. Dog Pound Rants. Let's do it. Here we go, Brownies. Here we go. Whoa, whoa. Here we go, Brownies. Here we go. Whoa, whoa. Yeah. Go.
Cleveland Browns will play today. Hey, what do you say? Cleveland Browns will play today. Will they win or lose again?